A historic moment. Jungkook joins Jin's solo tour. ARMY deeply touched in a decision that has left the global entertainment industry in stunned silence. Jungkook, the magnate of BTS, known for his artistic prowess and dedication to perfection, has taken an unexpected step, abandoning his packed solo schedule to participate in Jin's first solo tour, Run Seekjin EP. The question isn't just why, but why now, at a point when his solo career is at its peak momentum? Is this merely support? Or is there something much deeper? There has been no official announcement. No press release from HYB. No dramatic introduction from BTS's official platform. Just a series of silences too strange to ignore. Jungkook's absence from Paris Fashion Week, his absence from Bottega Veneta's major campaign, and the removal of his name from various international agendas. When this news first leaked through a trusted internal source, the global media raised an eyebrow. But ARMY? They wept. This move, which initially seemed like a rumor, found indirect confirmation as fans began to piece together the puzzle. Jin's busy schedule in Goyang, Chicago, and Berlin mysteriously aligned with Jungkook's cancellations and agenda adjustments. Not a few thought it was just a coincidence. But the entertainment world knows there are no coincidences in an industry this big, only decisions that have not been announced. Then, one moment froze everything. Jin was practicing the song Epiphany in a practice studio in Seoul. A staff member saw Jungkook sitting quietly in the corner of the room for more than an hour. Not talking, not holding a cell phone, just watching. His eyes were red, but he wasn't crying, the staff member said. When Jin finished, he stood up, bowed slightly, and left. The next day, his name appeared on the internal list of the tour support team. And here we are in the midst of the grandeur of the Run Seekjin EP tour. But the eyes of the world are not only on Jin, the handsome vocalist who now stands alone on the global stage, but also on Jungkook, the young perfectionist who chose to be a witness, not a star. The public reaction was extraordinary. ARMY described it as an emotional miracle, not because of Jungkook's sudden appearance, but because of what it symbolized: loyalty that transcends contracts, love that transcends professional expectations. The hashtags #JungkookTourTogether and #JungkookForever dominated trending topics in more than 60 countries in just 24 hours since their joint performance in Goyang. What makes this moment so moving is not the luxury or technical surprises, but its humanity. On the opening day of the concert in Goyang, Jin sang the song, The Astronaut, in an ivory white suit, walking slowly towards the center of the stage. The song was almost over when from the side of the stage, someone appeared in the shadows, Jungkook, wearing a loose black shirt and simple pants. Staring at his hyung meaningfully, he didn't take the microphone. There was no choreography. There were no cues. Just a look, a step forward, and the sound of harmony that appeared at the end of the chorus. The stadium fell silent before then erupting in a roar of emotion. An ARMY on Twitter wrote, "That wasn't a duet. That was a prayer." Some industry insiders acknowledged that this decision is highly unusual. Even in BTS's long history of solidarity and emotional surprises, there has never been an act like this. A member secretly sacrificing global activities worth millions of dollars to become a shadow in his colleague's solo journey. Even HYB itself was said to be confused. Should this be announced? Left alone? Or hidden? But Jin himself finally answered all the speculation. In a private discussion session with the crew after the concert, he said, "I didn't ask him to come. But he said he didn't want me to walk alone. And I guess I didn't want to either." In that one simple statement, Jin twisted the industry narrative. This tour is no longer just about promoting a solo album. It's about human connection, about the courage to open up, and about the silent presence of someone who, by just standing there, changes the entire energy of the stage. In the midst of busy schedules, media pressure, and towering global expectations, Jungkook's decision to postpone everything and join Jeon may seem irrational. However, it is precisely in that irrationality that there is an extraordinarily rare emotional honesty. The world is witnessing not just two superstars sharing the stage, but two humans, two brothers, sharing burdens and dreams, concert after concert passed. In Chicago, Jeon performed alone for most of the show. But every time Tonight was played, the audience held their breath. And on the second night, again, Jungkook appeared. This time, he sang the second verse a little shaky, but full of soul. ARMY knows they will never forget that night. The world may only see two K-pop artists. But for millions of fans, this is a reminder that love, support, and brotherhood can be a stronger foundation than the spotlight. In every city, the spotlight now shines not only on Jeon, but also on the empty spot on the edge of the stage, where Jungkook stands, silent and faithful. What makes this story timeless is not the scale of the tour, but the intensity of the feelings that accompany it. Behind every song Jeon sings, there is a whisper of sacrifice. Behind every cheer from ARMY, there are tears of gratitude for witnessing something more than just a music performance. No one knows how long Jungkook will last on this tour. Will he appear in Berlin? Will there be more duets? Or, like many beautiful parts of life, will this only be once in a lifetime? But one thing has been certain. This moment has been written in history not only as a major step in Jin's career, but as an eternal proof that in a world full of pressure to shine alone, sometimes the ones who shine the most are those who are willing to stand by others. Jungkook didn't come to be the headline. He came to make sure Jeon wasn't alone in that line. And with one step from behind the stage, he transformed this tour from a series of concerts into a historic moment. A historic moment. Jungkook joins Jin's solo tour Reflection, Truth, or Engineering. As the cheers of ARMY echoed in the stadium and social media timelines were flooded with tearful clips from the shocking moment between Jungkook and Jeon, we were all swept away in a wave of emotion. But now, after the noise has subsided and the spotlight has slowly faded, let's pause for a moment and ask, did all of this really happen as we believe? Or could there be another narrative behind the scenes? The #Jungkook Tour Together phenomenon does feel too perfect, too emotional, too cinematic. Two men, two brothers, one stage, one moment that shook the world. But we live in an era of information and disinformation. Is it possible that what we are witnessing is just part of a scenario designed to build sensation? What evidence do we really have? Most of the information circulating comes from fan uploads on TikTok, long threads on Twitter, now X, and short-duration vlogs on YouTube. There has been no official statement from HYB confirming Jungkook's presence as part of the tour team. No press releases. No official behind-the-scenes video documentation. All we know comes from snippets of clips, anonymous testimonials, and evidence. In the form of black clothing and a mysterious presence at the airport, is this enough to conclude that Jungkook really abandoned his global project to accompany Jeon? Or rather, could this be part of a very clever emotional marketing strategy? We all know how powerful the power of fandom is. ARMY is not just a community. They are an economic and cultural force. So the question now, is this moment being exploited? Or even further created? Because in the end, it's not just the concert that we have to watch with open eyes, but also the stories around it, which may shape our understanding of who they are and who we really are as viewers. So, the question returns to you. Is this reality or just a very beautiful stage?